Red lights go out. Away we go. Pretty good start by Craig Pollard there. And also from the number 3 car, Thomas Westworth. Kales Cole led very briefly into the first corner, but Craig Pollard has taken it over by the looks of things, as Cole has dropped down to about 5th place already. Up towards Druids they go for the first time then. And it's the Formula V champion, Craig Pollard, that has the lead of the race.
It was a mighty start. There's that Higginson in 3rd place with Dan Gore 4th. It is, as they go through. And that's Tom Gadd in 2nd. Gadd's steamed through to 2nd. So it's Pollard, Gadd, Higginson, Gore, the first 4, then the rest. And there's a dive up the inside as Gadd tries to take the lead. And it looks like he's got his nose ahead coming down the inside. It's Tom Gadd, I believe, who leads the way from Craig Pollard. In 3rd is Higginson, 4th is Gore.
That's the way of it then as they start the second lap of what should be 20 in this race. So 3 different leaders we had on the opening lap of the race. Pollard now down to 2nd. Higginson is going to try and essay a move to get that away from him on the way up to Druids, but he couldn't quite make that work. And they've got Dan Gore with them in 4th. There's a bit of a gap back then to 5th position, which I think is the Tom Westworth number 3 car in 5th place. Yes, it is. And then it's Murphy Aldridge, number 26, in 6th position. But it's Gadd out in front then and trying to make a bit of hay here and get away from Craig Pollard in the early stages of this race.
Yep, here they come then, the first 4 sailing down past the pits. It's complete lap 2, and Gadd leads by best part of a second, 99 hundredths of a second. He flings his car at the apex of paddock, runs really wide but keeps it all within limits. 1 or 2 down there, also courting the curbs on the exit, but that was a fantastic opening lap. And the first 4 settling in now with Westworth and Aldridge trying to claw their way back.
Chaos Cole under attack there on the exits of Graham Hill Bend from Ben Huntley in the number 96 car. So he went backwards a little bit at the starter field. And now trying to recover some lost ground as lap 3 of 20 about to be completed then by Tom Gadd. And he has a gap of 0.98 seconds over number 92 Craig Pollard in 2nd. Number 83 Matthew Higginson is 3rd. Number 80 Dan Gore is 4th. Number 3 Tom Westworth is 5th. And number 26 Murphy Aldridge in 6th position. Then a bit of a gap back to Adam Walker in the Yamaha engine Jedi in 7th place.
Huntley and Cole have switched places again. They did last lap as well.
So now battle going on for 8th and 9th position.
Bailey's in the yellow car. Williams and Hyton's made a bit of ground from the back as well.
Yeah, that's true. Disqualified from the first race for causing a collision. Up to 12th place in this one. Final race of the day here at Brands Hatch.
Who's going to be into the 44s, I wonder?
If anybody. Oh, and off the circuit has gone number 70. That is Sebastian Malcolm into the barriers there, and you can see the frustration in Sebastian's emotions there. As Craig Pollard now is in the best lap of the race, 45.2, and Dan Gore's been off. Dan Gore has been off the circuit. He's got grass decorating his wing end plates there. Not something he was wanting as a design feature of the car. He's losing out to number 88, David Williams there, so he's back towards the bottom end of the top 10. So we've got yellow flags at Clearways, where we lost the Sebastian Malcolm number 70 car. The leaders are coming through to complete lap 5 now, and it's Tom Gadd still leading. The gap was 3/4 of a second. It's gone back out to 9/10 of a second. Pollard 2nd, Higginson 3rd, Westworth now 4th, and Aldridge 5th, with of course Dan Gore tumbling down the timing screen after the off at Paddock Hill Bend on lap 5. He has come through eventually in 11th place, Dan Gore, so it's gone a little bit sour for him after that victory in the first race. As we watch on screen, Matthew Higginson trying to catch Craig Pollard, but they're coming to the yellow flag zone at the Clearways end of the circuit. Tom Gadd continuing to lead then. Are they going to do anything about that Sebastian Malcolm car? Are they happy to leave it there? We will see. 6 laps now in the book. Gadd continuing to lead, 9/10 still the margin.
A long gap back to Westworth and Aldridge, isn't it? And then another big gap, and that's Huntley and Cole, I think. Yes, Cole goes through the pink car. Dan Gore's not wasted too much time in getting back past Rob Bailey and company. Dan Gore back up into 9th place.
Yep, he is. So he's made up a couple of positions since he's off. We're watching Westworth and Aldridge on screen at the moment. Westworth, the 20-year-old from Merseyside, been karting since the age of 6 in his Team Sellers racing car, run car that he has had since the end of last season. It looks like we're going to get, though, the safety car boards out. Yes, I can see those displayed below our commentary position here.
And that could reprieve Gore.
It will help him, won't it? Because he was 14 seconds behind the leader, I think, something like that. Yeah. And it will close the gap, not necessarily in terms of positions, but in terms of the amount of time he's behind the leader, so it will help Dan Gore.
He'll think he can jump 3 or 4 of them fairly quickly. That's what he'll believe he can do.
Yes.
If the car is absolutely fine, which by the looks of it, it is.
Yeah, didn't quite see what happened. We just saw him arriving back on the circuit with having clearly been off onto the grass, having picked up some grass cuttings. So safety car is on track at the behind our commentary position. You can see the leading cars coming up behind it now, and safety car will start to pick up speed. And the drivers, of course, will try and keep as much heat as they can in their tyres. We saw in the Formula V race earlier on, after a safety car period, a couple of drivers had mistakes on cold tyres. Those, of course, treaded tyres. These are slicks for the F1000 car, so they'll be keen to avoid any mishaps once the race gets underway. There's 6.5 minutes to go, and I presume they will try then to recover that Sebastian Malcolm number 70 car for the driver from London. 20 years of age, a bartender from Southwark, and he is in another of the cars run by the Mattel Racing Cars squad. And he's also a Motorsport UK Academy graduate as well. Multiple winner in Daytona D-Max karting championships and Club 73 corporate karting as well. Having his the latest season in single-seaters. Started circuit racing in 2019. So you can see he's out of the car. It is just the car that needs to be recovered. There's no recovery vehicle yet on scene to do that, though. Not quite sure which direction it's expected to appear from. You see the nose buried underneath the tyre barrier there.
Here he comes. Here's the van. Here's the lorry coming out.
So yes, that's just making its way up the coupe straight now.
I guess it's quite possible the car could just be lifted and just towed back out of the way on onto the Grand Prix circuit.
Yeah, I would think it. Once the vehicle gets there, it probably won't take too long to hoik out of the way. So we should still get a few minutes of racing. 7 minutes left as things stand. We're not obviously going to get the full 20 laps that we were expecting, though. Tom Gadd will be a little frustrated, I think, that his lead, modest though it was, just under a second, has disappeared.
Yes, so it's kind of fluctuated anywhere between 3/4 and a second, or a couple of hundredths.
It's pretty helpful for Matthew Higginson as well, because it puts him right with.
Yes, he can reset as well.
Yeah. See if he can get another podium finish out of this. He was second earlier on, of course, behind Dan Gore and ahead of Tom Gadd.
That move of Pollard's into paddock at the inside of Kaylee Cole in the pink car was quite dramatic. Took no prisoners. It was, I'm coming through, and did.
That's right, there is Cole. You can see him on screen now. She's running in 8th place. Dan Gore is the car behind her now. And Ben Huntley, who she was scrapping with before the safety car. There he is in the number 96 car just ahead. 23-year-old in his first season racing in F1000. So safety car lights are still on. The recovery work's still ongoing. I can see
the car's on the back on the flatbed, isn't it?
It is. So they've not just towed it out; they have put it on the flatbed. But once it's on there, they should be able to Well, it's a 50-50, is it? You drive the Grand Prix loop or you do drive back into the pit lane. There's not a lot in it.
No, it's a 6 and 2/3s, really.
And probably it's from where they are, it might even be easier just to head back to the pit lane because they're going to lose another lap
One
anyway.
more lap, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't really make much odds.
Yeah. This is lap 9 they're working. There they go.
They're going for the Grand Prix circuit option, I think. Just reversing up there. Up again, next to the fire truck, fire tender. So it'll be one more lap behind the safety car and then we'll get going again. So that will take us to getting on for 12 minutes. So there'll probably be 4 more laps. You maybe squeeze 5 out of it, just depending on how quick this next lap is. But it will be Tom Gadd from Craig Pollard, Matthew Higginson, Tom Westworth, Murphy Aldridge, Adam Walker,
You know,
and Ben Huntley.
I suspect it might pay some of the people in the crocodile to close the whole thing up.
Yeah.
So they can all go at the same time.
Yeah, it's a little spread out at the moment.
Straggly.
Yeah. And clearly, standing up the best chance of gaining places after the restart. You want to be as close as possible to the car in front. The safety car's moving on to reasonable lick now as well.
Yeah, so it's not really backing them up, but Gadd is.
Yeah.
And they've got 5 up together. Aldridge, I can see it in there. There's the Cole and Gore and Co. Williams, Bailey in that group.
It's with Gadd to control this now. He's not gone yet. He's not gone yet. He's still not gone. He's still not gone. He's still not gone. He's still not gone. And now he goes. Now he goes. And he gets his foot down and he does pull out a few car lengths over Craig Pollard. So he has made a pretty decent fist of this restart. A bit further back, Murphy Aldridge tries to get past Tom Westworth. He's going to try and dive up the inside and up into 4th position and has done it. Nice move that. Good restart from Murphy Aldridge. He goes to 4th place, but it's Tom Gadd leading from Craig Pollard in 2nd, Matthew Higginson in 3rd as they round Druids once again.
Yeah, Aldridge and Westworth are the next pair through. Round the outside of Kaylee Cole has come Dan Gore, who's now moved up another place at the expense, I think that was of Benjamin Huntley. So this is now, we've had 11 laps. They're coming on to the 12th with 2.5 minutes-ish to go.
Yeah, I think they'll get 4 more laps out of it probably.
Yeah, Gadd and Pollard and Higginson together. Then it's Aldridge, Westworth, Walker and Gore. And
there's, it looks like belts or something are flapping on Craig Pollard's 2nd position car. There's something loose you can see there next to the driver's helmet. I think it's the straps on the hands device or what, I'm not quite sure, but something flapping in the breeze there.
You're right, over the left-hand side of the cockpit.
Yeah, he's there in 2nd place still. Matthew Higginson in 3rd. And 4th is Murphy Aldridge, having made that move on Tom Westworth at the restart. He's pulled away a bit from Westworth now, so nicely done there from Murphy, who came into this meeting 4th in the championship. So living up to that here with P4 in the race.
Gore back up to 6th, ahead of Walker.
We've had the lap time in the 44s now as well. Tom Gadd on a 44.97, so he's only 500ths behind the lap record set by James McLaughlin now. If anyone's going to do it, he's best placed to do it with this clear track ahead of him. And the next lap might well be the time to do it as well. First driver in the 45s or below the 45s in race conditions so far today. So Gadd continuing to lead. Be 2 more laps to go at the end of this one. Pollard 2nd, Higginson 3rd, and Murphy Aldridge in 4th place. Any improvement that time?
44.97 again.
Wow, so no improvement. And off has gone the 88 car. That's got a broken rear corner. That's the number 88.
That's David Williams.
Yeah, so he is out of the race, I'm afraid. Now, whether that was just a breakage at the Graham Hill Bend, I don't know, but it might mean that the flag's flown a bit early, I suspect, because it's right on the edge of Graham Hill Bend. So we'll keep an eye on that. Yellow flag's waving there, of course. It's still Tom Gadd leading. I'm just having a look out of the commentary box window to see if we might get an early flag here with that car in a dangerous position. Yes, I think we are going to. So the checker flag goes out now, and Tom Gadd wins round 4 of the Swallow Hill Homes F1000 Championship. Second place goes the way of Craig Pollard. Third place goes to Matthew Higginson. Fourth to Murphy Aldridge. Fifth to Tom Westworth. Sixth to Dan Gore. So he was denied one more shot of an improvement, although he was nearly a second behind Westworth. Seventh to Adam Walker. Eighth to Ben Huntley. Ninth to Kaylee Cole. And manning out the top 10 was number 35, William St James. So a decent drive from William on one of his first race meetings. But Tom Gadd celebrating there, but not quite celebrating, Marcus, a new lap record.
No, 500 short, but well, that was a great drive from him. And, well, he started, back on row 4. And 8th to victory. Can't complain about that.
Certainly can't. Thank you, Marcus. Let's take a look at the results of that race then. We had 15 laps in the end, a bit disrupted by, I think, 4 laps behind the safety car. But number 12, Tom Gadd, took the win then from number 92, Craig Pollard in second place. 83, Matthew Higginson took third. 26, Murphy Aldridge was fourth. Number 3, Tom Westworth fifth. And sixth was number 80, Dan Gore, after his off in the early stages. 7th to number 14, Adam Walker. 8th to number 96, Ben Huntley. 9th to 73, Kaylee Cole. 10th to 35, William St James. Then David Tagg, Gunlauga Jonasson, Chaz Heighton. Robert Bailey was a couple of laps down. And was there anyone else on the second screen? Yep, David Williams, of course. And Sebastian Malcolm, of course, was the driver that went off at Clearway. So a good way, that's, Marcus, to end the day's racing here at Brands Hatch.
Very much so. We've had 11 largely very exciting races. Of course, that's symptomatic of the Brands Indy circuit, isn't it? It does compress the field 2 or 3 times a lap, and always makes it good. Well-matched cars, well-matched drivers. It's been good, clean racing, and well, what a way to finish it. Very, very exciting. The quickest cars of the weekend, and we'll see them again first thing in the morning.
We do at 11:30. Thank you, Marcus. Yes, Swallow Hill Homes F1000 Championship back again 11:30 tomorrow. Qualifying underway at 10 o'clock. Racing at 11:30. So from Marcus and me, it's good night. We'll leave you in the capable hands of Josh Barrett.
So down here for one last time with another victory for Bill Cowley. So let's go and grab a word with Bill. Well done, Bill. Their first few laps looked really good, making that gap.
Yes. Well, to be fair, we made a slight modification over the race, just made the front a bit wider. Yeah. Seemed to work really good. But also I think because the temperature's cooled down, I managed to get my tyres in that spot, in that range, and managed to just go from the off. Wasn't that simple though, because my throttle was sticking open. It was making some funny noises as well, so I backed right off, and I seen Peter closing in, so I thought I'd just speed it up a little bit, but not too much. But yeah, and so it wasn't as exciting as first race.
You talk about the modifications, Elf, so that's what this championship's really all about, isn't it? Being able to change things, and how easy is that to do between races?
Well, it was a lot more work than it should have been, because the old centres in the wheel spaces were let's just say too small, and we didn't have a vice or a driller out at the time, so it was a bit of a butcher's job, but they're on and they work. So,
are you here for the full season this year?
Yeah, this year we aim to do the full season, so every point matters. Try and get there.
Congratulations, good luck for the rest of the year. Peter there in a second place. I think you get the fastest lap in the end, Peter. But
did I?
But Bill got that gap and get in.
Too late, sadly. Yeah, Bill got a great start. Went round the outside of me at Druids. It's a brave move. And then just pulled away. And I didn't have the grip that he had at that stage. I was hoping, in the first race, I felt as the race wore on, he slowed a bit, and that was starting to happen again. But I now realise it's because he was taking his foot off the throttle. Although not that helped, because his throttle was sticking, so yeah, it just doesn't really count. But no, I was hoping for a close one like the first one, but it wasn't. And in fact, Mark was filling my mirrors, so I kind of had to focus on that as well. Yeah. So, but good race. We got to the end, so that was the important thing.
And still enjoying 750 Formula racing as much as ever?
Mostly, yes. Yeah, obviously.
Except for when he's beating you.
Yeah. No, we've had some good races over the years, and this is another one.
Well done, Peter. Mark there in third, but much closer this time.
It was, yes. It was a far better race this time around, so I really enjoyed that.
And quicker lap times as well. So you're still getting quicker in the modifications you made into this car now?
Yeah, well, it's the first time we've used the new tyres this race meeting, so I've been learning how to pressures and cambers and things, so hopefully it'll get better as I go forward.
Is it quite different to before?
It feels different driving it, yes. Yeah. But hopefully they're fairly consistent with the Yokohamas as well, so people can continue to use those.
And the lap times at the end between the three of you are really close, so hopefully that bodes well for some close racing this year.
Fingers crossed, yes.
Well done, Mark, and
Thank you.
good luck for the rest of the year.
Cheers.
So there's our final top three of the weekend. Our next 750 Motor Club meeting, I think Ian mentioned, is on the 3rd of June at Alton Park. And if you keep an eye on the 750 Motor Club Facebook and social media, you'll find out when the next live streamed event is with Alpha Live.